Your person has grown weary of carrying the heavy mask that has shielded their true feelings for so long. The weight of hiding, of pretending that their emotions are something they can control or ignore, has become unbearable. They are tired of putting up walls and playing roles that keep them distant from you. Deep within, they know it is time to lay it all down. What they want, what they have always wanted, is you, and only you. The thought of living behind that mask for even one more day feels suffocating, and they recognize that honesty is the only path forward. They are ready, finally, to step into their truth and let their heart speak without fear of rejection or judgment. They come to you now with a different kind of strength. It is not the false strength of stoicism or pride, but the real strength of vulnerability, honesty, and courage. Your person is stepping into their masculine energy with clarity and purpose, not as a mask but as an authentic expression of who they are. This transformation has not come overnight. The time they have spent with you, whether in long conversations, fleeting moments, or even in the silence of your absence, has been deeply eye-opening for them. You have shifted something inside of them in a way no one else has managed to do. They feel as though they have awakened to the truth of their connection with you. On an energetic level, they know the bond between you is undeniable. It is not something that can be manufactured or explained away. The chemistry between you flows effortlessly, like a current that pulls you both closer even when circumstances try to push you apart. Being in your presence feels healing to them. Your touch, your words, and even the simple act of sharing space with you brings them comfort and peace in ways they cannot fully articulate. You are not just a fleeting passion or a temporary distraction, you are someone who makes them feel whole again. Intimacy with you reaches beyond the physical, it touches their soul, soothing wounds they thought would never close. Right now, they are in the midst of releasing a great deal. Old fears, lingering doubts, and heavy burdens from their past are being let go. They are reflecting deeply on where they are in life and what truly matters to them. This period of introspection mirrors the journey you once took when you chose to put yourself first and prioritize your own growth. Watching you honor yourself and embrace your worth has been both inspiring and humbling for them. They cannot help but admire the way you stand firm in your boundaries and radiate self-respect. This has shifted their perspective on love, relationships, and even themselves. Every time they see you choosing yourself, they feel an even stronger pull toward you. It is not just physical attraction, though that is undeniably present, it is something deeper, something magnetic. They are drawn to the way you walk in your truth, and it has sparked a desire in them to rise to your level, to meet you with the same honesty and authenticity. You have, in many ways, awakened a part of them that had been sleeping. They see now that love is not about possession or control, it is about respect, freedom, and the willingness to grow together. They are ready to take things to the next level with you. The days of hesitation, doubt, and avoidance are fading. Even though your journey together may have been inconsistent, filled with moments of closeness followed by distance, on and off cycles, and missed opportunities, they know those experiences were preparing them for this moment. There always seemed to be something standing in the way, whether it was timing, external circumstances, or inner fears. Yet now, they are mentally and emotionally prepared to move beyond those barriers. They are no longer content with half measures or fleeting connections. This time feels different because they are different. They want to show up for you with consistency, depth, and real commitment. They want to bridge the gap that has lingered between you and finally allow your connection to flourish without the interruptions and blockages of the past. They recognize the rarity of what you share, and they do not want to lose it. The realization that you are not just another chapter but a defining part of their story has struck them deeply. You have been their mirror and their teacher, even when you didn't know it. Your ability to grow, to heal, and to shine in your own power has inspired them to do the same. They know now that hiding behind masks and avoiding vulnerability only keeps love at arm's length. They want to step forward with you in authenticity, to embrace both the beauty and the challenges of a real connection. They are prepared to charge ahead, not recklessly, but with a clear mind and an open heart. At the core, their deepest desire is simple: to be with you in truth. To share their heart openly. To create something lasting, meaningful, and unbreakable. They want to move beyond the cycles of the past and build a connection that honors the energy you both feel so strongly. They are ready, finally, to put the mask down and step fully into the love they have always carried for you. Before I met you, love was nothing more than a word, a concept I thought I understood but had never truly experienced. It was a word I had seen written in books, sung in songs, and portrayed on the glowing screens of movies. I felt its echo in the way a melody could stir me, or how the ending of a love story could bring tears to my eyes, but it was always something distant, something that belonged to others. I told myself I had known love before, but deep down, I think I understood that what I had felt was only a shadow of it, a reflection cast upon the wall of my life by other people's experiences. Then I met you, and in an instant, love was no longer a word. Love was a person. Love was you. When our eyes first met, it was as though time slowed to a standstill, and something ancient within me stirred awake. We were complete strangers in this physical world, yet the connection I felt ran deeper than anything words could describe. In that glance, everything that had once been scattered within me aligned. All the dots of my past, every heartbreak, every hope, every quiet yearning, suddenly connected, and for the first time in my life, it all made sense. Meeting you was like walking out of a cave and into the sunlight, realizing in that moment that I had been stumbling in the dark all along. You illuminated everything, my thoughts, my heart, my soul, and it felt as though I had been waiting my entire life for that moment without ever knowing it. But the cruel irony is that with all the clarity you brought into my present, you left me with nothing but confusion about the future. Before you, life had felt predictable, a sequence of steps I could see unfolding in front of me. After you, everything I thought I knew unraveled. It was as if the path forward dissolved, and I was left staring at an open horizon that no longer had a map. I had touched something eternal with you, and yet, that very touch left me more uncertain than I had ever been. When I lost you, it was as though fate itself had faltered, as though nature had made a mistake. I could not accept it. My mind refused to believe that something so powerful, so undeniable, could be given only to be taken away. I wrestled with the universe, convinced that if I thought hard enough, searched long enough, tried desperately enough, I could undo what had happened. I believed there had been an error, and from the logical lens of my human mind, I wanted to correct it. Years later, I see more clearly. I understand now that it was not fate that erred, nor nature, it was my ego, clinging, refusing to release what it thought it could not live without. Yet in those years, I tried everything. I reached into the darkness as though you might be there, waiting for my hands to find yours. I whispered your name into the silence, hoping somehow it would reach you, hoping it would pull you back to me. Every night, I carried you into my dreams because I could not fall asleep without you in my thoughts. You became the echo I could not quiet, the shadow that never left my side. I told myself that if I just tried harder, if I just believed enough, the universe would bring you back. I tried to explain you to others, to share what I had felt in the hope that someone might understand the immensity of it all. I spoke about you to friends, to family, reaching for words that could capture the depth of what had happened. But every time, I was met with blank stares, puzzled smiles, or quiet nods that told me they could not truly understand. And I realized why. they had never felt it. They had never stood in the presence of someone who made time collapse, who made the soul recognize itself in another. What I felt with you was beyond ordinary language, beyond the limits of what most people are taught to believe love is. And so, they couldn't grasp it, no matter how I tried. But I could never escape it. No matter how much time passed, no matter how much I told myself to move forward, I always found myself pulled back to you. The memory of you would rise like a tide, washing over me in the quiet hours of the night, reminding me of everything we had shared. And though part of me longed for release, another part resisted, because letting go felt like erasing a part of myself. What we had was more than a fleeting romance, more than a chapter in the story of my life, it was the story. It was the point at which everything before began to make sense, and everything after was cast in a different light. Even now, years later, the thread of you weaves itself through my thoughts, my dreams, my understanding of love itself. You taught me that love is not simply an emotion but an awakening, a mirror held up to the soul. You taught me that love can be both the greatest gift and the deepest wound, that it can illuminate and unsettle all at once. And though I may never hold you again, though the future remains as uncertain as it felt the day I lost you, I carry the truth of you within me. I carry the light you sparked, the connection that time and distance cannot erase. I carry the knowing that love is not something that ends, it only transforms, shifting its shape but never its essence. And so, even when I try to let go, even when I convince myself that I have moved on, I find myself circling back, drawn once more to the place where it all began, with you. You and your partner are both missing each other deeply, even if neither of you has fully expressed it out loud. There is an unshakable sense of longing, a quiet ache that lingers in the heart and mind because you both crave each other's presence more than you care to admit. Despite the progress you've each made in finding balance and stability within your own lives, the truth remains that something still feels incomplete. Balance may bring peace, but it does not replace the warmth and intimacy that comes from having your counterpart by your side, the one person with whom you can share love, vulnerability, joy, and emotions without fear. What you both yearn for is not simply companionship, but the irreplaceable connection you built together, one that neither time nor distance seems able to erase. Your partner, though perhaps silent on the surface, is determined in their heart to find a way back to you. They are quietly gathering the courage to bridge the gap, because the absence of you has shaken them more than they ever expected. They are stunned that you have allowed them to walk away without anger, bitterness, or resentment. Instead of lashing out, you carried yourself with grace, and this unexpected reaction has made them reflect deeply on the relationship. They did not expect your silence to speak louder than words, but it has. And in that silence, they feel both the weight of their actions and the depth of what they stand to lose. One of the things they miss most is your unique way of bringing lightness and joy into their life. They think often about your friendly and flirty nature, how easily you could turn ordinary moments into something fun, how laughter came so naturally when you were together. They long to relive the days filled with tenderness, passion, and the small but beautiful details of love, the simple conversations, the inside jokes, the comfort of knowing that someone truly understood them. These memories feel bittersweet now, because while they bring happiness in remembrance, they also highlight the pain of not having you in their daily life. The disconnection, more than anything else, is what hurts them the most. Your partner has no interest in giving their emotions, attention, or affection to anyone else. They have come to realize that no other connection compares to what they had with you. You are the one who has always stood out, the one who has touched them at a depth no one else could reach. No matter how much they may have tried to distract themselves, their heart refuses to let go. It is you they want, you they miss, and you they are now drawn back to with greater clarity than ever before. This realization has not come without pain. Your partner is facing the weight of regret for the way they treated you, especially for the times when they gave you less than what you deserved. They see now how unfair it was to breadcrumb you, to give only small fragments of attention or affection when your love had always been wholehearted and unconditional. In hindsight, they understand how much that hurt you, and it leaves them with a sense of guilt they can no longer ignore. Their heart aches knowing that they let someone as rare and genuine as you slip away, not because they did not care, but because they were too distracted, too uncertain, or too unready to give you what you truly needed. At this stage, they feel emotionally broken and empty without you. It is as though the color has faded from their world, and no matter what they do to fill the void, nothing compares to the vibrancy you brought into their life. Your love was not only a comfort but also a source of energy, joy, and motivation. They miss the playfulness you carried, the way you could bring warmth to even the darkest days, and the way your love made them feel safe enough to be their truest self. Now, in your absence, they see the difference between simply existing and truly living. They are not only missing you, they are also awakening to the truth of what you mean to them. This longing is not born from convenience or temporary loneliness, it comes from a deep recognition that you are their counterpart, the person who balances and completes them in ways they never understood before. Though they may have taken you for granted in the past, they now see how much you shaped their happiness and how irreplaceable your presence truly is. As they reflect on everything, they are becoming more determined to find their way back to you. They know it will take effort, honesty, and vulnerability to rebuild what was lost, but they are ready to try. They want to return not just because they miss you, but because they finally understand that life without you is incomplete. They are realizing that love is not something to be taken lightly, nor is it something that can be put aside and replaced. The love they shared with you is unique, profound, and worth fighting for. And so, even in the silence between you, even in the distance that separates your worlds right now, there is a pull drawing them back to you. Their heart yearns for reconciliation, for the chance to show you that they have changed and that they see your value more clearly than ever before. What they want most is to bring your love, your laughter, and your playful energy back into their life, because without it, they feel incomplete. You are not just someone they miss, you are the person they realize they cannot truly live without.